family? It's your brother Isaiah again with another video. Let's get right to it. So today I want to talk a little bit about negotiable instruments in checks and why this is important. So what is a negotiable instrument? A negotiable instrument is an unconditional promise or an order to pay a fixed amount of money with or without interest or other charges described in the promise or the order if it, at the time when it's issued, is payable to the bearer, or it is payable to the order at the time it is issued or first comes into possession of a holder, right? So a negotiable instrument is just an instrument that's an order or a promise to pay that's unconditional, right? And it has to be either payable to the bearer or payable to the order at the time when it's issued. So according to the Negotiable Instrument Act, a negotiable instrument is an order that meets all the requirements of subsection A, what I just read, except for paragraph 1, right? And it otherwise falls within the definition of a check, right? In subsection F, is considered to be a negotiable instrument in a check. So let's go back to A. As you can see in A, it just says that a negotiable instrument is an unconditional promise or an order to pay a fixed amount of money with or without interest, right? But in order for it to be a negotiable instrument in a check, it says that it has to meet all the requirements of subpart A except for 1. Number 1 says is payable to the bearer or to the order at the time it is issued or first comes into possession of a holder. So if you receive a negotiable instrument, an unconditional order or unconditional promise to pay a fixed amount of money, and you accept that order, and that order is not payable to the bearer or to the order at the time you receive it, then you're holding a check that can be paid by you. Now, why is that important? Because according to the code, a bank may charge against the account of a customer an item that is properly payable from that account, even though the charge creates an overdraft. An item is properly payable if it is authorized by the customer and it is in accordance with the agreement between the customer and the bank, right? So the bank is obligated to pay any item, right, that it receives from one of its customers as long as the item is properly payable by that customer. See, I know it's going to always be some naysayers that's going to always try to challenge the information being presented. So it says that the bank may charge against the account of a customer an item that is properly payable. Now we need to know what an item is. An item means an instrument or a promise or an order to pay money handled by a bank for collection or payment. The term does not include a payment order governed by Article 4 or a credit or debit card slip. So an item would only be a promise or an order. So if you're receiving a promise to pay or an order to pay a specific amount, and it's an unconditional order, meaning that there's no conditions to the order being paid, they're not saying you got to do A, B, and C before you can pay it, right? Then that item can be paid by the one who purchased it if they in fact were to properly pay the item and deliver the item to their bank. If you want to know more about things like this, make sure you follow me at thepeoplesremedy.org. Salute.